Hello you. I'm Hovakoria. Try pronouncing that. Time for the prototype showcase. It's a bit late. In fact, I'm gonna have the alpha version showcase in like 1.5 weeks. It's a short alpha, but might as well show some of the progress today as well. Why not? I guess it's been going okay. I guess I'm once again I'm dreading the visuals. 3D models, it's a bit easier to me than 2D, but at the same time people have higher expectations for 3D, I think. There's no such thing as retro 3D, or at least not to the extent that, let's say, 8-bit retro 2D graphics might get you a pass in some circles at least. Retro 3D kind of looks bad. Just it just looks a bit gnarly. Alright, but let's have a look. Here we are. So this week I've been trying to get all the movement systems running smoothly. Lots of tweaking. The code I had, well, might as well show it. Let's maximize. So the code I had for moving around, pictures, moving around these arbitrary 3D meshes worked alright, but I've since had to change it quite a bit, optimize it, and take care of corner cases, such as something like this. Not walking through things, but rather just whoa. There it goes. So not walking through things, but it is fake though. This is fake, I'm just gonna say it outright. So when I'm flying, it's not fake. Oh, except, yes, let's go. Like this. So now, it's all physics based. Based on Unity physics. When I'm walking, it's actually based on the surface. Which means, it might turn out to be a problem. Let's go look at other things. Okay, so just 5 minutes ago, I put in 2 spawners. Wait a minute. Are they really this massive? I guess they are. So I put in a spawner for these bacteria, I guess. I can also walk on these, because why not? Ooh. Did I apply that or not? It seems I didn't. Let's just have a look. Let's just have a look. Oh, right. What's going on here? This is interesting. Okay, that's better. Unity on Linux, it's not quite perfect. Wait, which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, okay. Oh yes, I forgot to press the apply button. There we go. Now it should work. Right, there are 2 spawners. One here, spawning the bacteria. What happened there? So we can... Oh, is it still doing it? That's interesting. Or maybe let's test. This is what I get for not testing this thoroughly. Yeah, I think it still does it. Well, anyways, that's unfortunate. There it goes. Yeah, it's the physics engine. Two colliders colliding with each other, but I don't actually need to do that. I'm gonna change it, fix it. These merry fellows, they are phages. And they work just fine. Brilliant. I'm not quite being hacking things together, but it kind of feels like that sometimes. Okay. So bacteriophages, I think, is the full name. And they are viruses which destroy the bacteria, but there we go, I think. Oh, bugged out a bit, but it blows up. Very temporary effects there. Let's see if we can find another one, another collision, because it's all random. I was rather disappointed. Oh, yeah. Something's up with the code there. But I was rather disappointed to find out that these phages don't actually walk. They seem to have legs, but they don't actually walk, they just attach themselves to the cell wall. And then inject the DNA that they have inside this top part. Which is pretty interesting. Biology. So that's what I have now. Just countless of them. There goes one. Countless phages. Not a lot more in this. Yeah, I think. No. Oh. Oh yeah, because that's a loose object. So it hit me. Exactly. That's alright. So this world is just gonna be a lot of physics objects. Oh. That might be a problem. Ah, there it goes. Not a big deal. Yeah, so if they can't destroy these bigger ones, so they just leave. Come on. Perfect. Oh. Well, it is a bit. It is what it is. There's going to be there, I think. This is a blood vessel. It looks like that, right? There's going to be some kind of a... Huh. I should have looked this up, the correct terms. Some kind of a webbing going on, that a blockage where these big cells are going to be stuck in. And I guess these donuts, I didn't mean to, but they kind of look like blood cells. Red blood cells, so I'm gonna have those too. And then stuff's just gonna be happening. Stuff like that. Brilliant. And more things. Certain things to find. I haven't quite decided. The main feature, apart from exploring the place, is taking pictures. So there I have already quite a few pictures I've taken. Very nice. with less things flying around. But let's take a new picture from this one right there. That's another one. I think I'll put in some kind of a camera mode. You can press down, let's say, right mouse button. It's gonna bring in those classic camera viewfinder graphics, and then you can snap a picture. Right now it's just like taking screenshots, which... okay, one more. There we go. So let's go take a look. There they are. Lots of stuff. Oh, let's see how's my FPS doing? Not very well. 400 batches, that's not good. But it's not yet time for optimization. I think these pictures are gonna be available in a different level, kind of like a hub level, where you can browse your pictures and do a few things with them, I guess, and then go to these levels. Worlds, I should say. But that's it so far. It looks very pinkish. I played around with the teacher ride. Ambient light, basically. So there's no texturing yet, not at all. Everything is pretty much shaded grey, but a little bit of ambient light, and it looks kind of fleshy. Ooh. Yeah, very simple animations. I actually had to... I made the model, the phage model yesterday, and rigged it using IK, inverse kinematics, but I had to remake that rig today. Well, not completely, I had to remake the legs, basically, because the IK setup was a bit weird. It was too limiting. Oh, that's picturesque. Okay, but I don't think there's too much to see in this demo, apart from the obvious. Let's look at the stats again. 700 batches. Oh, that's pretty bad. So let's look at some of the tech. Let's look at that. For instance, oh, I hope I didn't forget anything. Nope. It's alright. So let's look at the rig. Why not? I'm pretty proud of it. Here we are. So the middle part and the torso aren't actually rigged, or they're not skinned, I guess is the term. They're not part of the rig. So let's not look at them. But the legs are, so oops, nope, mistakes. Yeah, so the legs are just like that. We don't even need to look at the legs. Let's look at the bones. So IK is useful. You can do stuff like this, which makes animating so much easier. The the feet aren't actually part of the model, so they do that. Which is fine. They're basically control points. So that thing I had in yesterday already. The thing I didn't have that I had to add today is this, which is just as important. Basically those jumping animations and landing animations and the infection animation all needed this one. And I was pleasantly surprised that in the animator here, the only thing that has keyframes, these two, is actually this leg root bone. I didn't need to bake the others, although... oh, did I? Yeah, I did it here initially, and then I tested it with the attack animation, and it just works. Which is brilliant. I didn't know that. Yeah, I like making these sort of rigs and animating them. The mold itself, of course, is very, very simple. It's how many vertices is this? Or not verts, triangles. I guess that's all of it. 300. Simple is better, but I have no idea how it's going to look. I need to texture it. It would be kind of nice to see the DNA inside the dome. But then if I put it there, then I need to add in the animation of it actually injecting it. So there's a bunch of good animations online about phages and how they work. Basically the DNA is here and then it gets pushed through the neck, whatever it is, and then into the bacteria from here. There's a bunch of teeth, kind of spikes here. I think I should add the spikes. They look kind of menacing, kind of like a mouth. Oh well. I don't want to spend too much on the models for the first world because there's supposed to be 2 more. Which, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough. I need to work very fast. I only have a week per world. But thankfully the other worlds are supposed to be simpler. Especially the second one is just going to have models, basically. No special logic. The third set, no idea. Let's see. Bacteria ball. Yeah, this is a bit more hardcore. 22,000 triangles. So I had to, like, I should optimize this. These things here are not needed. Or was it these? Or was it all of them? Let's see. Oh yeah, this is, yeah, it's 4,000 triangles. This is annoying because Blender shows, yeah, it's all of it. I have these hidden meshes here that I'm not using, but it shows the sum of them, even though I've selected one of them. But here it shows the correct one. So 4,500, not 22,000. That sounded a bit high. But anyways, even 4,000 was too much for the mesh surface data script. So I had to optimize it already. But anyways, let's see if I can try to optimize it here. Dissolve edges. Yeah, it didn't go down at all. Because that's no matter how you dice it, it's always 4. Yeah, 4 triangles. If I remove these, that's not any better. Oh right, yeah. So what I should do is this. Then get rid of all the edges. So we go from 4482 to 4474. Because now here we have a single triangle and this is going to be 2. So it drops the amount significantly. It also makes the walking area, because these are not walkable currently, it's only these pathways. It's much more walkable and smooth. Problem is, there's not really any way to do that quickly. As you can see, I would have to do it manually for every single intersection. Which means I might do it, but it's gonna take an hour. And yeah, that's the kind of annoying monkey work I'll push off until I really have to do it. Someday when I don't feel like doing anything else, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so I might as well save that. It's the first one. The first one out of many. I did find there are quite a few selection-based tools in Blender. This is becoming a bit of a showcase for Blender, but whatever. Might as well. So select. Similar. Quite a few things here, so that's handy. That's very handy. Not quite perfect, but I think. Oh, that's a bit too much. Yeah, I think that's the best one of them. There are many things like that. Another one very useful. Select linked flat faces. Increasing the angle will result in, well, that. So that saved me a lot of time finding that one out. Because what I'm doing is assigning here in Blender, I'm assigning 2 materials or multiple materials to the mesh, which isn't great for performance really, but it's I kind of have to do it. So here we have the walkable area. It's exactly these pathways. And then everything else is on the other material. In Unity then, when this object is imported, where are we in the world? There we are. So I renamed it here to Hexcel Big. So when it's imported, there we are. Shows us 2 materials, and that actually means that there are 2 meshes, 2 sub-meshes. And then I can use the first one, the walkable one, as the walkable mesh. And it's not really connected to the other one, which is very useful. So that's a good jumping point to this one. This is the optimization. It takes the mesh, takes the first submesh in this case, calculates a whole bunch of things about that. For instance, neighboring triangles and opposite triangles, all those things I need in the system where the character walks around these arbitrary meshes, and then stores them here. And it says it's 5,760 triangles. Yeah, because that's 3 times the number. That's a bit of. That's how they are stored, basically. Because every triangle holds 3 points. So that's why it's bigger than 4000. Let's see how long it takes to calculate that. So let's update. And it freezes, yep. Let's wait. Should take like 15 seconds, I guess. Or maybe more. Because OBS is recording. 16.82. So that's why it's very nice that it's done here in the editor and not at runtime every single time you start the scene. So let's see how long it takes to start the scene. Now it took 5 seconds, which isn't too bad. And there's a whole bunch of errors because I'm missing UV maps. Now it took 5, so it's about 5 currently, which isn't too bad. Because it has to do everything else too, not just calculate those things. So this is going to save a lot of time. It's also nice. It's a nice little tool. I can use it in the future if I ever need this, and I think I'll need it. It's nice. But then again, it's the prototype, and the actual prototype that's out there doesn't really have that much in it. It doesn't have any of this really. It's much more rudimentary, but I'm not gonna update it because, oh man, the WebGL. Usually I have a few small issues with WebGL, audio related mostly. This time, that's not even the biggest thing. It's the mesh colliders basically. It just doesn't like them. The accuracy of them is all wrong. So I can't, at the moment, I can't make a demo for this project using WebGL. So it's going to be standalone demos, which is old school, understandable, but it will have an impact, unfortunately. I did kind of write a piece of code which allows me to not use the mesh colliders. But it's maybe not so optimal. That's why. I guess that's why it broke. Well, let's jump in. These errors, no idea. What are those all about? Okay, now it works. Exactly. So basically these. Oh. Wow. That's pretty funny. Maybe not. Well, then I'll have to. Let's try. This takes too much time, unfortunately. Well, not too much, but it takes a bit of time. Yeah. Messing around with physics. That's why I'm not a big fan. I'm not the biggest fan of physics-based programming, and trying to make these objects behave takes quite a bit of time. But anyways, the point was that this object does not have a mesh collider, because when you have a mesh collider and a rigid body, Unity will start moaning about it. I'm not sure if it works, actually. I should have tested that. But it does give a lot of stern error messages about it, which is not very nice. So it doesn't have a mesh collider. Let's have a look. Player. Yeah. It has very badly placed, manually placed, primitive colliders. So a sphere collider, and then a bunch of cube or box colliders, I guess. And what it does when the player, let's see, I'm not sure. Let's try it. So when the player goes in for landing, oh, it does. That's odd. Well, it shoots a ray like that. The ray hits the sphere collider, and then it manually goes through every single, it's kind of hard to see, all of the triangles in the mesh, and calculates whether the ray intersected that triangle or not. It's math, and I kind of understand it. I don't actually need to understand it, but I went through the effort to understand it. Just a lot of vector dot products and cross product. Is it called cross product? I'm just gonna check. Yes, it is. They are both products. Yeah, vector math. It's not too hard. Now quaternions, they're 4-dimensional, so that's a bit more tricksy. And thankfully I don't need to understand how they work to use them. Especially in Unity, using quaternions is very easy. Very simple. Back there. Yeah, so in about 1.5 weeks, maybe. Oh, Alaga Jam is that weekend. So maybe Monday or Tuesday afterwards. Alaga Jam is here. Maybe 25th or 26th. It's going to be the next stream. And at that point, all the systems should be in place. And hopefully all the math works and all the collisions work, at least to some degree. And then I can get to work on this world proper. Basically texturing everything. Making the blockage. And adding in a lot of maze-like corridors. I think it comes down to that, really. And some fancy things to find. I do like the simplicity of the project. I'm grasping at straws here. I realized I don't quite have material for an hour, but I do like the idea of the project. Very simple. Simplicity is powerful. As long as it's not too simple. Isn't that paradoxical? No, it's not. It's a tightrope you have to walk. Maybe. So I'm not sure. It's about exploration. It's an experience, but is it? I don't think it's like tourism. That's a different thing. That requires more than yourself and a place. Because this is not going to be multiplayer. Oh no. I think it would be kind of difficult to match all of this stuff through the internet tubes underground. Optimizing this is going to be fun. That's something I can do. I'm not dreading that at all. Well. Oh. Pressing the wrong buttons. That's interesting. Yeah. I'm too far from the other edge. It should be black anyways. I need to figure out some kind of a way to make a fog that stays in place. Never made that one before. Graphics. 3D graphics. Especially this type of hackery that Unity is all about. Well, and Unreal too. So, non-ray traced graphics. It's just a bunch of hackery, like shadows. Yeah, there's no shadows in this scene. Ooh. No shadows, that's at least good. Yeah, but at least they're getting kind of closer. Now I'm starting to talk about things I don't really know much about, but Unity at least has what they call PBR, physically based rendering, which at least on some level tries to imitate how light actually works. But it's nowhere real-time ray tracing. Not at all like it. But then again, I don't need any of that stuff. This kind of simple looking thing is all I need. And I don't even mind seeing flat triangles like this. I don't mind that also. I guess I should smooth the neck. Well, that's easy to do. Might as well do it now, right? I've still got 15 minutes. So go to phage. Which part of it do I want to smooth? Ooh. Yeah, now I gotta remember there's two ways of doing this. Because if I just select... Oh. Just select these things. How is it gonna work now? Doesn't even do a thing. Oh well. That's one way of doing it. But just set them as smooth. Huh, it looks exactly as it should. There was something to this that I don't remember right now. Let's try it anyways. Let's see. Graphics. This is something I learned recently. I'm not sure if these existed in earlier versions of Blender. But at least the FBX unit scale seems to work well with Unity. So I'm using that from now on. Because usually these models would have really weird scales and things would be 100 or 0.01 or something silly like that. But not anymore. Now everything's 1, just as it should. Scale is 1, 1, 1. Everything's fine. But I'm not sure, does it... do I have to... let's see... nope, I didn't need to. Okay, so... it worked out, it was that easy. There's also a modifier. It does look a bit daft, doesn't it? With that one part all smooth. Let's see. Because there is a modifier called edge split. Which does stuff like that. That looks alright. And if, or when using this one, we can mark edges as sharp or smooth. Okay, now I remember. So let's mark these as smooth. Yeah, so without the modifier, it looks like this. Then if we turn it on and we set... there we go. We set the edge as sharp. And it's going to look like that. Oh yeah, that was the point. Which isn't bad. I don't mind that, but I guess this should be smooth too then. Smooth. Let's see how it looks. Like that. Not bad. Now the top looks out of place, right? But it kind of does look like that. At least the illustrations do. Oh, right. Let's play it safe. Who knows? Yeah, well, this is an illustration, of course. Oh, it does have a different pattern. It does have like Yeah, there are triangles here. So it's like a twisted top. Well, I'll have to change it. This looks much more interesting. Much more interesting. Yeah, this one is pretty clear. Straight from Wikipedia. Yeah, look at that. That is neat. Yeah, I didn't even pay attention. I just extruded a hexagon. And that was that. Like so. Okay, so 10 minutes. I think that's enough. Takes me less time to edit the video, the shorter it is. So that's a bonus. Alright, let's wrap up. That's the prototype. Well, it's a bit further than the prototype, really. It's already Thursday of the first of the 2 alpha weeks, which is odd, but that's how I planned it. So, stream over. Farewell.